Hey guys, my name is Devon Weber, if you don't know already, and what I'm going to teach you in this training is something that I believe business owners are honestly leaving on the table that are helping them to lose a whole bunch of money. Now, if you stick around till the very, very end of this training, I promise I have something very special for you. I'm going to teach you how to use this one tool to basically help you generate money while you sleep. So make sure you stick around to the very end. But as we get into this, you're seeing on my screen right now a website. It's as simple as that, right? You're thinking this guy's not showing me anything new. Well, this is a website that I have designed. I designed this for an e-cig company out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And a website is great and all, They had a lot of products, so we needed something pretty awesome to kind of display these products and put them out there for their audience. Now, with a website, just off the bat, there's a few things that happens that I feel like are the downfall of websites. And one of those things is there's just way, way too many choices. So we're looking at here, we got home, about us, equipment, sub-ohm tanks, mods, pods, starters, coils, accessories, e-liquid, all of this, CBD cartridges, you keep looking, it just keeps expanding, right? And all this does is it basically makes it just really, really confusing for the consumer. And a confused mind is always going to say no. I heard that said before, and it stuck with me for a very long time up until this point right now. I'm telling you, a confused mind will always say no. And when they become confused, what happens? They exit out. Now, the solution to this problem that is a website has now become a sales funnel. Now, I'm going to get into the greater detail of a sales funnel and how you can use it in your business too. But to explain it, it's better to just show you. So this is actually a sales funnel that I made for a client. He's in the fitness industry. I'm actually going to move this over here a little bit so I can have my control panel. All right. He's in the fitness industry, and he came to me with a funnel that he had quickly put together, and it was doing good to warm traffic. And for those of you who know what warm traffic is basically an audience of people who have a good idea of who you are already. So he put a members area of fitness of some things that he put together, some videos, some awesome content out to this warm audience, and it was converting like crazy. He made tons of money overnight. And then something funny happened. As soon as he turned around and tried to run ads, cold traffic, somebody who doesn't know who he is, no idea who he is, didn't really like the offer that much. And that was okay. I mean, this is all kind of a learning experience for everyone. It's been that way for myself. But in a sales funnel, what we typically have on the front end, especially in a cold traffic sense, is referred to as a lead magnet. So I was asking him, I was like, what can we put out there to really help them and encourage them to get into your ecosystem, to get into your funnel? Because we need them there so that they can trust you, and then we can get them into your members area. And they actually wrote a best-selling Amazon book. So that's actually what we are going to offer on this front end. And you'll see our funnel kind of looks like this. I mean, you can design these things very easily with very minimal technological experience. And I have things a little templated out on my end, but we have the live funnel on his end with a video. All of these buttons, remember I told you he had a best-selling ebook? Well, all of these buttons actually pull up a pop-up. And what this does is if you enter your name and email, now you're actually getting this ebook for free right to your email as soon as you press go there. All right. And so we're going, and it doesn't have to be too complicated. We're just letting them in on a little story about his fitness journey and where he started. This was where he started back in like 2005, I believe. And you can see the progression over time, right? We saw 2005 up here, We're talking about how he got addicted to fitness, getting people excited and into this story, showing them 2 years later. Then we break it down to 4 years later and even a recent photo to show you that he's still making progress, right? And then we were breaking down the ebook again, everything like that. And once over, these buttons actually bring up the pop-up regardless of where you're at. And I know what you're thinking at this point. As we go down this page, you might have some slight claustrophobia, maybe even a little bit anxiety at the fact that there's really nowhere for you to go, right? There's no tabs, there's no direction, anything like that. So you might be asking yourself, well, what do you really do from here? This is just a landing page, right? Well, this is the essence of a sales funnel. We are actually taking them in the direction that we want them to go. So remember, we're giving them this free ebook that they could actually go on Amazon and pay $10 for. We're giving it to them for free, all right? Just for entering in their name and their email. And there is a lot of power behind a name and an email. There is a lot of power in building an email list. And with something I'm going to help you build out in the end of this training, you can take an email list and turn it into tons of money as well. All right, so let's just assume we entered in our name and our email, and then we go over here, and now we are on the next step of this funnel. So we wanted to make it super basic because there was really only one thing that he had to offer, and he wanted to get people in because that was the big moneymaker for him, was his membership area, okay? And so you see on this page, we have what is referred to as a two-step order form. And so everything's kind of already placed in here because I've messed with this quite a lot. And you might be wondering, what is this platform that I'm using? Well, we'll get into that here in just a second, but I'm going to just kind of show you around this sales funnel, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of this, the meat and potatoes of this training. So this is a two-step order form. Now, they've come to this next step. Assuming that you've already done all of this convincing, there is a small chance that they might just hit this button, enter in their information, and then enter in their credit card information and call it good. But for the people that are still skeptical, we break down what they're going to get into the members area. We're also giving them a free 7-day trial. So they got the ebook for free, and they're getting a free 7-day trial. Breaking it down some more, qualifying him, and bringing forward some testimonies. All right. And we just keep stacking it up. Some more testimonies because you can never have enough. Mind you, if you click on these buttons here, at any point, it's going to bring you back up to the order form. So if you've become finally convinced, what happens is you enter in your credit card information here, and you get instant access to the members area. They have fulfillment emails and thank you pages that are sent out automatically that we've built out so that it knows when you've purchased and it gives you access. Now, you might be asking what this flashy thing is down here. This is actually referred to as an order form bump. I'm going to go into greater detail about an order form bump in later training, but with the order form bump, think of it as your last-ditch effort to get that small sale, right? So you're at the checkout aisle in the grocery store, and you see right next to where you're about to put your groceries on the counter, there's gum, there's candy, there's beef jerky. I really love beef jerky. There's chips, everything like that, right? This is the order form bump, the last chance for these people to basically put something in front of them and say, hey, I have this one last thing that I think you'd really like, okay? So that's what this order form bump is. For him, it was a restaurant alternative guide, basically helping them in the sense of dining out and feeling like they could still be okay and stick to their diet. So I thought it was a pretty remarkable thing. And so, yeah, that was his funnel. It's a very basic two-step funnel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be super complicated, and it could work for any business. Now, once again, I promised you that I would tell you what platform I was actually using. And in my opinion, I'm using the world's best sales funnel creation platform on the planet, that is ClickFunnels. The good news is ClickFunnels actually offers a free 14-day trial. And if you want to walk along with me in creating your first opt-in funnel to generate email leads and in turn generate lots of money, I want you to go ahead and click the button below this video, and you're going to get your free 14-day trial. I'm going to give you just a second here to get everything good to go, and then we will get right into it. All right. Oh man, I almost ran out of breath there for a second. So we are on the dashboard. So there's not too much to see on the dashboard here. You have your stats and everything for the day, everything like that. And then, it has funnel rankings now. Apparently, I'm a daydreamer funnel builder, and they give you badges and stuff and achievements and things like that. Okay, now the basics of this dashboard. You're going to see here, you can do some funnel creation from here. You can see your contacts, the sales that you've done. You can go to the funnel marketplace, and there's even an option to build a funnel from here. The funnel marketplace is fun if you want to purchase different templates and things like that that people have out there. I've done it once, and the template was pretty cool. It integrated a lot of code and things like that that I wouldn't have known how to do myself, so that was kind of fun. And then from here, you're going to see Actionetics and Backpack. Now, there's two different memberships that you can actually buy into with ClickFunnels. The first membership is $97 a month. Now, with the $97 a month membership, you basically have access to 20 funnels, I believe, and then it limits your traffic, I think, to like 20,000 people on your funnels a month, and I think you have a 100-page limit. And then you don't get access to Actionetics and Backpack. And let me tell you why that's kind of a bad thing. Actionetics is the email integration platform that ClickFunnels has created that I think is flippin' remarkable. I've used tons of email marketing autoresponders out there, and Actionetics passes by these by a long shot. Backpack is affiliate marketing, so selling other people's products and things like that. They really have it laid out pretty well there. For the sake of this training, we are going to be using the full ClickFunnels suite, but you can still get by with ClickFunnels with the $97 a month membership. And if you're already gone through your trial and you're on a $97 a month membership and you can't afford the $297 at this moment, you can still walk through this training with me as we build out a funnel. Once we get to the email portion, it is going to be a little bit of a drop-off for you, but at the same time, I still encourage you to follow along. If you can, upgrade your account. If you can't, I understand. I've been there. But when you actually start your 14-day trial, they should give you access to all of this. So that's why we're going to go over that, and I'm going to show you how powerful of a tool it really can be, okay? So we're going to get right into it. There is a couple different ways that you can actually build out the funnel. I'm going to build it from here. And the reason being, you actually get access to a lot more templates this way. So we're going to go here, and we're going to say new funnel. And then you're going to see there's two different types of ways to actually build out the funnel. And you see something behind this video here. It's showing you different types of funnel builds. So there's things like hero funnels that have different page types in them. There's things like an ask campaign funnel, a membership funnel. There's things like a webinar funnel, sales letter funnel, summit funnel, application funnel, bridge funnel, reverse squeeze page, and so many more. Now, I kind of just like to tell ClickFunnels on this end what I'm trying to do. And for the sake of this training today, we're just going to be collecting emails. Remember, on this side of things, when you're building out a funnel this way, you have a lot more templates this way. So that's why we're doing this, okay? So we're going to click choose there. We're going to name this. I'm going to say opt-in funnel demo. And then down here, the group tag, you can create your own tag to basically organize your funnels in kind of a little boxed area. So I'm going to create a group tag here. I definitely recommend creating one, but you don't have to. It's not required. Demo funnel. Okay. And then we're just going to press build. And so now we're going to see all of this on our page here. It's going to allow us to actually select different different templates and things like that. But before we get into that, I want to actually explain to you one of the most important things that I believe that if you don't take anything else from this training with ClickFunnels, take this away, because I had to learn the hard way what not to do with ClickFunnels. So the biggest thing here is you want to make sure you understand your objective with what you're doing and the different page types that you can actually use. So as we scroll across here, we know for the sake of this training that we need an opt-in page and a thank you page. But let's just say you were kind of messing around and doing things for yourself. Well, what if you wanted to sell a product? Could you sell a product on an opt-in page? No, you could not, because the different page types actually depict the capability and the elements that you can actually put on the page. So a sales page is going to be a lot different than an opt-in page, and a webinar page is going to be a lot different than a sales page. A membership page is going to be a lot different than a webinar page, and affiliate pages are going to be different than a webinar page. Click pops, and they have some miscellaneous in there too. But let's say, for example, you were trying to sell a product. Well, how would you do it at that point? Well, you'd have to do something along the lines of order form page. And basically, with this order form page, you have the capability to drop credit card information on that page, and then you can integrate a product. That way, ClickFunnels recognizes how much to charge people for whatever you're offering them. It's super easy and straightforward once you get the hang of it, but that's what this training is for if you do not yet have the hang of ClickFunnels and sales funnels. So, like I said, we have all these different page types, but I want you to write this down. The different page types that ClickFunnels has depicts your capabilities and elements on the page that you're creating. So I'm not going to be able to add a product to an opt-in page or a credit card form, just as much as on an order form page, I can add a credit card form if I want and a product. And then there's certain capabilities with a webinar page that I wouldn't be able to do with an opt-in page. I can't actually have login access, for example, on a webinar page, even though I can on a member access page. So just be very careful with what you're picking along the way. But that's enough rambling on about that. Let's go ahead and choose our template for both pages. All right. So I'm going to scroll down here and kind of just see what I like. You can feel free to choose whatever you like. But if you want to follow along exactly, I recommend just choosing what I decide from here. And then you could do a few things with it too. You can actually preview a page. So if you weren't sure what you wanted, you can kind of click on this and say, okay, that's what that's going to look like. And you might like it or you might not. Another thing to keep in mind, though, once you have chosen a template for a funnel step, you can no longer go back. If you wanted to choose a different template at that point, you cannot do it. You have to delete the funnel step, which you can actually do from up here, and start over, which is not too hard to start over. If for whatever reason you accidentally deleted this funnel step here, just know you need an opt-in page and you need a thank you page. All right. So I found one that I like. I'm actually going to click this template here, and we're going to dive right in. All right. So let's go ahead. And we're also going to pick out the thank you page as well while we're at it. So I'm going to scroll down. And for the sake of this training, we are actually going to provide somebody. Remember, I was talking about a lead magnet. Well, we're going to provide somebody with a lead magnet. We're going to pull them in with something that we're good at and basically give them a free training on the thank you page in exchange for their name and their email. So I kind of like this one. Excuse me. So I'm going to click that. You're going to see it'll load. I'm going to get some water. Drink more water, folks. I don't drink enough. I drink like 1.5 liters a day if I'm lucky. Okay. So we have both the pages built right here. And then it's just a matter of kind of going along and editing the page. So this is how we're going to edit the page with this button here. And so we're just going to click this button, and it's pretty straightforward here. So we'll go ahead and edit page. It might take just a second to load, and that's okay. Just be patient if it's not opening up right away. But they're usually pretty good about things. And so we are now on the ClickFunnels page, opt-in page here, okay? So a couple things to note, because you're going to see all these flashing colors, and it might seem super intimidating, a lot to take in, but I'm going to break this down to the best of my ability so you understand fully exactly what you're doing when you're editing these ClickFunnels pages. So when it comes to colors, the outside color here, this green outside layer, is the section. This is the outermost layer of a funnel. Now, I should say a page. The section is the outermost layer of the page. Then from here, this is the rows. And within the rows, you can choose different numbers of columns. Now, in this case, what we have here is a 2-column row, but I believe you can choose up to 6 columns in one row. And then on top of that, what you can also do is you can choose a left slide bar and a right sidebar. And basically all that is it pushes things one way or another. If we did a left sidebar, basically everything on the left side would kind of be smushed together, and then there'd be a lot of space on the right side, and then the right sidebar would be the other way around. So it'd be everything's kind of smushed on the right side, maybe like a small picture, and then some text over here on the left side. So yeah, those are the different rows and column scenarios. And then you're going to see these orange guys lighting up in here inside the rows. And these are your elements. These are the most important things of the funnel themselves, because these are how you're actually going to create some things here, okay? Now, you're going to notice that things look a little different depending on what you're clicking on, okay? And the last thing you really need to know is within each setting here, the sections, the rows, and the elements, you have options. So you can click the settings wheel over here. You can clone a section. You can save a section. Let's say you really like a section you built. You can save it as a template and just drop it on a funnel step for later. Excuse me. I've done this before, and it makes life a whole lot easier. If you've messed up and you accidentally click the wrong type of page, you can save a section, drop it on the right page. I've done that because, I mean, when you're funneling for a really long time, when you get funnel brain, things get a little crazy. But anyways, so you can save your own templates. You can clone these sections if you wanted to double them up, or you could just trash them. Now, for the sake of this training and to show you how simple and straightforward it can be, we're not going to take things much more outside of the box than it needs to be. So we're going to take what they've already designed and just customize it for ourselves, okay? So really, to start things off, if I'm looking at this, we have the logo, all right? So this is Mother Funnel Secrets. I'm betting unless you're Garrett J. White, I believe that's who the Mother Funnel Secrets comes from. Your company is not called Mother Funnel Secrets, so you're probably going to need to change that. Now, if you don't have a logo, don't be alarmed. That's okay. When I'm building out funnels very quickly and it's a new idea, I don't worry about the logo too much. What I actually do is I just put some pretty sweet text and some touches along the way to really make it spicy and pop. So that's what we're going to do for the sake of not having a logo, okay? So I'm actually just going to trash this element, because the thing about elements is you can't really change the type of element that you have here once it's created, just as much as you can't change the type of row that you have once it's created. So if you've created a 2-column row and you decide, I needed a 3-column one, then you would have to create another row and maybe drag the elements along the way that you need. The one thing that you can change, though, after it's been created, is the section. Now, we'll see right now that it's actually on a full page section. But you're going to see, as I bring it down to wide, medium, small, and even extra small, everything's just going to get really small, right? It created that it made that section become very, very small. But we're going to take this, for the sake of this training, we're going to keep it at full page. I just wanted to show you the capabilities of it. You're going to notice inside the settings too, there's advanced settings for everything alongside the settings of changing background colors, things like that. But we'll get into that soon. So we're going to delete this logo, like I said. And we're actually just going to, we're going to pertain to, oh man, we should be able to get through this training as long as I don't die. All of my religious folk on here say a prayer for me. Been coughing a lot lately. I think I'm seeing stars. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to press add. We're going to do headline. And you can actually move elements too. See, I just moved that above there. And I'm going to say Bob's Cool Sales Funnel Designs. And right away, I'm going to go to the settings tab, and I'm going to make the text look a lot more cooler here. One of my favorite texts to use is actually called Rock Salt, and you're going to see why in a second. It's real flashy. I love it. Now, I'm going to bring the text font down just a little bit so it all stays on one line, and you can just drag it down right here where it says font size to get to where I was right there. On any element, if you just kind of click on it on the settings wheel, it'll bring up those settings. You can see advanced settings as well and things like that. Now, what we're going to do to actually make this pop is I'm going to change the color of the text. All right, so we're going to make it like a blue color, maybe more like this. Or no, we're going to make it pop like really hard there. Okay, and then one fun thing that I learned how to do is changing the bold color. Now, when it comes to ClickFunnels, you can't actually change just individual letters and words and things like that on the same element. So like if I wanted to make funnel blue, design red, cool orange, and Bob, I wanted to make Bob gold, I couldn't do that. But what I could do is say, okay, my text color, is going to be blue, and my bold color is going to be red. Now, you're going to notice the text is already bold, so that's why it all turned to red. Now, I'm going to unbold this. You see, now we're back to blue. So I could say Bob's Cool Sales Funnel Designs. And I'm going to bold that. And now, boom. Kind of pops, right? It's a little bit different. And from here, remember, we want to hook people in to what we have to offer. We want to get them to put in their name and their email on this page. Because let me tell you, it is really hard to get people to put in their name and their email. Harder than you would actually believe. You'd think that people would be like, dude, it's just your name and your email. Just put it in and see what happens. That's the type of person I am, just because I've done this so many times and I'm familiar with that side of things. But to a cold audience, to them, they're skeptical and they're asking themselves, what's in it for me? What do you have for me on the other side of this training that you have? So you want to make sure that what you are putting up here is actually a captivating headline. I'm actually going to put my glasses on because I can't see anything. The only reason why I had my glasses off is because you can't see my eyes. We have a glare, but I'm starting. It's really late at night here, and so I'm starting to get a little sleepy with my eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a very eye-catching play on words there, headline to grab their attention to what we have to offer. For this sake, we're just going to offer them some coaching that has to do with sales funnels. I was real creative with that one, right? Uncover, let's see, one thing used. All right. And so this was the headline I came up with before we actually did this training, just so we can have like a really well thought out, serious funnel here. So uncover the one thing a 24-year-old used to set his business on fire. Couple things there. My natural reaction is to take things very literal, and so some people are as well, and they're going to be like, well, why would he set his business on fire? I want to see what the heck they're talking about. But setting his business on fire, meaning actually learning how to make money and kind of have people come to him, right? So that was the whole idea behind that headline. And then we're just going to go down here, and it says with mother funnel opt-in forms, you know exactly where they go. All right, and so I'm just going to reiterate what we're going to be teaching them in this training. It says with this surefire process, you all right, and then we just kind of added to it there. I said with this surefire process, you can turn your business into a money-making machine with little to no technological experience. So I think that's engaging enough, right? Now, we've learned how to kind of add elements and mess around with them and do things. Down here, these are actually input elements. And these input elements, sorry, I'm going to adjust. For those of you that don't know, I am in a wheelchair, so some people think it's super comfortable to sit down all day, but when you do it all day for as long as I have, it gets a little uncomfortable sometimes. No pity vote needed there, but I just wanted to let you know because you see me fidgety and moving around a lot. Anyway, so back to the input elements. So we see here they already have set the name and the email, but let's just say this wasn't on the page, right? All right. So we're going here and we're just taking a look at the settings, and they have the input type set to full name, but you can change that to anything, okay? So if we wanted to put it to phone number, email address, country, zip, shipping address, VAT number, a custom type if we wanted them to enter like an answer to a question. I've done that before. It's pretty cool. And so anything like that, we're going to keep it at full name, but I just wanted to show you how you actually can manage the input type there. And then the placeholder text is just what's showing before they actually put anything in, kind of like a call to action, if you will, letting them know what exactly they need to do. So I'm going to say, enter your name. And then you can even change the font. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make this required. Doesn't have to be. A name field is not required on an opt-in page, but that's okay. Then we're going to go here to the email address. We're going to keep it an email address because remember, we need a name and an email. And with an opt-in form, you have to have an email field in order for it to work. So that is required. That's why when we had email set, it's kind of grayed out the required area there. Enter email. All right, we're just going to put enter your best email. Change that font again. And we could go down to even the button here. Now, this button is what they're going to use to actually submit their information. Now, when you click on the button and it pops up with the settings, there's a lot that you can actually do. The first thing that we could do is change the text and simply say, yes, want this for my business. And then if you don't want it to wrap, we can change the font there. And you can even put a subtext, so something to go underneath and say, I don't know, please. Wanted to be funny, right? Now, they already have it set to say submits the page. Now, assuming you just put a button element on the page, it's going to say warning, action is not set. So this is where you'd actually set the action. So there's a few things you could do. You could submit the order or submit the form, so submit this information, and it'll take them to the next step. You can open up a pop-up. So remember, we did that on the fitness funnel that we were looking at. You could do a Facebook opt-in. You can send them to a specific URL. You can go to the next funnel step. You can scroll to a different row or section. So remember those buttons that we were clicking? I think my glasses are crooked. Wow. Those buttons that we were clicking on the membership side of his funnel, we're just taking you back up to the order form. And then the last thing you could do is show or hide an element. So if you wanted the button to basically show an area or hide an area, that can provide that for you too. It's a cool little like animation technique there with the buttons. I like it. But specifically, I use more often than not submit order form, open pop-up, or go to website URL. I don't use much of everything else. It's going to go to the next funnel step depending on the order you have anyway, so that's not to worry. But we have the button set to submit order form, and now it's just up to us what we want to do with this design. So we're really just going to customize this and make it our own all around. We're assuming in this kind of mindset that we're talking about sales funnels, right? That, man, I'm struggling today. That a phone really isn't going to do us justice here. So I'm actually going to click here, and I'm going to show you something really cool with these image elements. If you go over here in the settings, right here where this image icon is, and you click on that, what we're going to do is we're now going to open up our library. Now our library are photos that we have uploaded into ClickFunnels up to this point, but let's just say you have nothing. Let's say you have 0 photos. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to search really quick, and ClickFunnels gives you access to Pixabay content, Icon Finder, and Unsplash. These are all just websites that have tons of photos that you can actually use for free. So we're going to go over here and we're going to type technology. Let's enter. And we're going to see what it gives us. Now, it's really up to you what you want to pick. If you wanted to pick the same thing as me, cool. If not, that's fine. If it's a unique funnel at this point, as long as you're getting the general idea of what we're doing and you're kind of sticking to the point as far as the basics and all that stuff, then have fun with it. That's what funnel building is all about. So what I'm actually going to use is I'm going to use this guy here. So what's going to happen now is you're going to click this, and it's going to start to upload this to your library. So it's going to process. Sometimes it takes a minute. Other times it uploads very quickly. In this case, I think it's going to upload pretty quickly for us. So now we're going to click this image, and it is going to be placed on where the other image was before, the phone. And a little trick here, I don't like where this image is placed. So you'll see in the settings, you're going to see this in just about every element setting here. I think all the element settings actually. You're going to see something called the top margin. Now, without confusing you too much, the top margin is basically just moving an element so many pixels down the page. And a page is really just made up of a whole bunch of pixels. But If that still confused you, I challenge you, just take this where it says top margin. We're just going to drag it down. And you see as the number gets higher, the photo, the element itself gets a little lower on the page. So I'm going to drag it right there. A couple other things about this image element, the alt text. Now, alt text, very simply put, is basically just something put in place of the image if it does not load. So we can say technology at its finest, right? And if this image doesn't load, that's what it's going to show instead. Text that says technology at its finest. And then image width and height, it wants you to adjust it by pixels, but I learned this cool trick from Russell Brunson the other day where you can adjust image width and height by a percentage. So if we wanted it to be 100%, we could say 100%, and then we can take it down here on the height and say 100%, all right? And that's what it looks like at 100% both width and height. If we wanted to make it even bigger, you still could. Say 120 and 120. So we have all of these elements here on the email opt-in page. One last thing I'm going to edit here as well is just right here where it says enter your name and email below, and you'll be notified of when this launches. And we could say enter your name and email below and get access training. All right. You could edit over here where the copyright is and stuff. But we're just going to kind of leave this the same, just out of the OCD. I'm going to change that to 2019. Typically, people just put their brand, whatever your brand is. So Bob's Cool Sales Funnels, copyright 2019, all rights reserved. Do I really know what it means when it says all rights reserved? No, I'm not an attorney. That's what people put. All right. And then, so we have this page built here. Now, to be honest with you, everything's a little clashing with the background and stuff like that. So I'm going to actually change the background. And how we change the overall background on the page is just by going up here to settings, background, and this is the image they have put on here. So we're going to click this little image icon, and I'm going to go searching for more backgrounds. So I'm going to say background. And whatever makes sense to you, go ahead and put it on your page. I just want to show you a cool trick with the background as well. So we're going to do something like, I don't know, I didn't mean to do that, but we'll do that. That's fine. Doesn't have to be anything specific. And once again, it's just going to upload it there. All right. So we're going to click it. And you're still probably thinking, Devin, you didn't really do much for me. This is probably worse, if anything. I can't see Bob's Cool Sales Funnel Designs. The headline here is clashing. Can't see any of this. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the row itself and add a little pizzazz to it by adding something that's referred to as a drop shadow. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to the advanced settings where it says extra, no shadow. We're going to add that shadow. We're going to add about a 30% drop shadow. Now it's hard to see at this point because the backgrounds are together so much, but you can see at the ends that it's pushing it forward a little bit. Okay, and one last thing that we're going to do, we're going to take the settings of this row, and I'm going to change the background to white, and then I'm going to take this, got to move this guy over a little bit for the sake of this, and we're going to make it just a little transparent. So you can just kind of see the background, everything's cool, see a forest, everything like that. It's a fun time. So you see that small little trick to push it forward to basically make it look like everything's kind of its own piece instead of things clashing at this point. So we have now created our email opt-in page. The last thing for us to do is to actually come up here on the top and go to the SEO metadata. All right, so we're going to do that. And what this is going to do is it's going to change the name of this funnel step here. So it says right now, Mother Funnel Opt-in. We're going to say my awesome ClickFunnels page. And something to keep in mind, this is also what's going to display on Google if somebody were to find your page in the search results. And then, I'm going to move me over here again. And then down here, the page description, welcome. See it changing before your eyes. The keywords, I'm not an expert with SEO, search engine optimization, but this is what it's actually managing here. So basically, you put in these keywords, and by these keywords, if people type them in, hypothetically, it should push your page out in front of them because it's kind of going with those words that they're putting in the search engine. Now, your author name, put your name, obviously. And then the social image. This guy is pretty cool because what happens is when you share this link to anyone on social media or anything like that, you have a social share image of this that's going to be showing. I definitely recommend editing the social share image section there and putting an image, because if you do not, what it shows up as is a little X and it looks kind of tacky. It doesn't look very professional. So any image is better than no image. And this is all we're really going to do for this page. We're going to keep it plain and simple. You could do like testimonies and things like that, but if you're hooking them in enough with what you have to say, it could still convert and get people onto that next page. But that's just something you have to split test here and there and see what works and what doesn't. Because even what I tell you might work, you could try it and launch it to your audience and they could say otherwise. So definitely just be open to testing things out and messing around. So you have successfully built out your first opt-in page. And this is the first step to this funnel that I told you with the opt-in page and the thank you page. Your opt-in funnel, it's going to make you tons of money as we build a list. All right, so we're going to save this page and we're going to preview it really quick. All right, and you're going to see this is how it looks on the desktop now. All right, now assuming we were on the live page, if we submitted our name and our email and we press this button, this contact would now generate in our ClickFunnels account. If we had any sort of email integration or things like that, that email would immediately get sent out to them, and that's what they would get. So it's pretty awesome what you can do. So we're going to exit out of this preview, and now we are going to go on to the next funnel step, which will be creating our thank you page. So we are out of here now, and we are going to click on the thank you page. All right. And now, once again, we're going to go down here. And we're going to go to edit page. So we'll click this button here. If it takes a second, just bear with it. But it should load here pretty quickly. And this is going to be where we provide our free training. Does that sound familiar? This is why I wanted to show you behind the scenes of exactly what we're doing right now. Kind of a very trippy sense of watching what you're doing, what we're going to do for you as I'm doing it to you, right? So this is the free training showing you how to create a free training for someone, kind of creating an online course, teaching somebody how to make an online course. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so once again, just to make matters simple, we're going to kind of edit what's already there. And I'm going to show you some pretty cool tricks as far as the video and things like that, so that they can't actually just go back to like your YouTube video and see that you're not there with the training or whatever the case. I'm really giving you my secret sauce as far as this video stuff and ClickFunnels is concerned. So I need you to just promise me that you won't just tell this to anyone. I'm giving this to you as a favor because I truly believe it'll help you and your business. Once again, I'm just going to reiterate at this point, if you haven't already got a ClickFunnels account, get your free 14-day trial by clicking the button below this video, and you can walk along. You can go through this video and just have fun with it. Have a blast. I may actually provide this video via email after this lesson. So if you don't get everything. If you miss something on the walkthrough, don't be alarmed, because you've actually opted in and we are now kind of a part of the same family. I'm going to give you access to this training free of charge. So don't be too alarmed. Just keep following along. So what we're going to do to start things off, I'm actually just going to edit this top part here because it says your free guide is on its way to your inbox. That's not the case for us. We're going to say, here is your free training. And we'll do some things here and maybe like bold out this, underline it. I don't like the italicized, so I'm going to take that away. And then it says, please allow up to 15 minutes for it to arrive. Don't forget to check your spam folder. It doesn't apply for us. So what I'm going to say is, don't refresh. Or close this window. Okay, couldn't think straight for a second. And then we can just kind of create our own headline here too. I don't like the orange feel that they have going on here. I'm kind of feeling blue today. Not sad, I just like the color blue. So I'm going to move this over just so you can see what I'm doing. And then really, we're going to go to advanced and we're going to do something awesome. So you'll see you can adjust the border settings here. So there's a border around this row, and we're going to change the color to more of a blue. All right. And to be honest with you, I like the idea of changing the bold color. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the bold color to red, so it kind of sticks out so they know it's still a free training, right? And then it says, while you wait, I've prepared something special. We're going to say, the one training you need to explode your sales overnight. Now, this is just kind of a headline one more time to remind them that they're in the right place and that they shouldn't go anywhere, right? That they should stick around and everything like that. So I'm going to edit this text. I don't like this font. So I'm going to go here. I'm being super picky with you guys, but that's okay. I think this font's kind of fun. And then we are going to, once again, change a few things around. We're going to bold this. Then we're going to change the bold color to red again. He's a red fanatic. Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. And then we can kind of crank the font size down maybe just a little bit, just to keep it all on one line. And now onto the video. Now, there is a few things to consider with video elements. So I want to show you. This is your basic video element. So really all there is to it. You can choose a different video type: YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, Easy Video Suite, HTML5. We're going to keep it on YouTube. But let's just say we wanted to look at the other video elements. So we are going to go to Video Pop-Up. Now what happens with this? Well, it just displays it as a picture. Maybe you have a thumbnail or a cool, intriguing photo that you can use to pull people into that video. So that would be your place to put this picture over here. And then you can add a YouTube link as well. You can even put the alt text and everything like that, the thumbnail with. But let's just say that we're going to save this here. And now we will go here and preview it. And you'll see when we actually loads, there we go. When we actually click on watch this video, it's gonna pull up a National Geographic video. You see how it kind of popped up? It's as literal as it sounds, a video pop-up. I'm not gonna worry about that too much, but I just wanted to show you the two different video element types. All right, and then down here, I'm gonna make this kind of a call to action to maybe some sort of advanced training, something a little bit more than what I'm already giving them for free. So I'm gonna say, I am ready training. And then we're going to add something cool here, an icon. So you can adjust the settings, once again, the vertical space, horizontal space, the corners, you can make them rounded, everything like that. But we're going to keep those the same for now. And then we're just going to pick an icon. You can do anything really. I'm going to put a Bitcoin thing there. I think that's what that is, just to make it like money. And remember, I told you it's going to tell you warning button action not set. So we're going to go here, and we are actually going to set action to go to a website URL. We're going to make it open in a new tab. That way, when they click on it, it doesn't just take the window that they're already in to a different URL. It actually just opens up a new tab so they can keep doing what they're doing, keep watching the training, and it'll open a new tab whenever they're ready to look at it. We're just going to guide it back to ClickFunnels. Now, if we look, we're going to see that, preview this, and we click on this, and it's going to go to my ClickFunnels dashboard since I'm logged in. Now, if I took this one step further and said open this, actually I can't do that with the video screening, but if I open this in an incognito window, basically it would open the ClickFunnels homepage. And okay, I thought I exited out of the whole thing for a second. I almost freaked out, but it's okay. We were good. And now, really, what we're going to do is something special with this video elements. We'll keep the video that they have in there, but any of your training, any YouTube video you have, you can just drop the link right there on that YouTube URL, and it'll import it onto ClickFunnels. Autoplay is as simple as it sounds. When your page loads, do you want it to autoplay, or do you want the audience to have to click play? All right. Controls. Do you want it to display the controls, pause, forward, back, and things like that? Do you want there to be branding? Do you want it to talk about who you are as far as like on the top of the page and show like your channel? And a block pause is actually what we're going to use here, because basically a block pause is as simple as it sounds. It doesn't let people pause the video, go to the YouTube video channel or anything like that. When they click on it, it basically just keeps playing. So it creates that essence of it being live, you know, a limited time and things like that. So we're going to turn the block pause on. Once again, I'm reiterating, I'm showing you my secrets to help you in the long run with something that you can do with a basic opt-in page. So we have the block pause on, and we're going to put a cool overlay text here. We're going to say, click to join this session. Now, when we look and we go ahead and preview, after we save, make sure you're saving everything as you're going along. Can't tell you how many times I've worked on a funnel step, hadn't saved it, and something happened, and it's a pain sometimes. It really is. So we're going to preview this, and now something's going to happen. See, it says click to join session. Well, when you click it, once it loads, what it's going to do, give it a second to load. I have a lot of things going on my end here, so my computer's freaking out.
You gotta become a doctor. You gotta become an attorney because they make
now money. I try to pause it or do anything.
Said you don't want to be a painter.
Nothing. You see? So it creates that live element of saying like, hey, we're here right now. We can't go anywhere.
You're fighting.
So yeah,
whatever.
So that's a block pause. That's why I think it's super powerful. Now we're going to keep this page super simple because remember, this is the training. We can change anything down here if we want. These are just text elements. You could say Bob's. Let's see. Say Bob's cool sales funnel designs. All rights reserved or all wrongs reserved. It's totally up to you. And one last thing I'm going to show you, especially for this page, is the option of looking at a page on mobile view, because this is desktop. So how's it going to look when you're looking at it on the phone? Well, it really doesn't look that bad, right? Until you get to this button. So how can you make, what's an easy fix to make it to where the button would actually fit on mobile? Well, right here, we can click on this mobile size, and we can edit the mobile font for this button. So I'm going to put it to like maybe, I don't know, 22. We'll do it about half of what it is, and then we'll save this. And then I'll look over here, and we're going to see that it's now changed a significant amount. It looks rather good, right? So now we're going to go back here, and remember, we are going to go to the SEO metadata, and I'm going to change this name of the funnel step, and I'm going to say my awesome training, and we'll say enter there. Once again, keywords, it's kind of generated these for itself: ClickFunnels, landing page, and website editor. So if you are familiar with search engine optimization, feel free to put your keywords there. I've messed around with it, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen super big results with the SEO keywords on ClickFunnels, but the rest of whatever ClickFunnels can do with all of this stuff that I'm showing you totally makes up for it. And if you're running ads anyways, I don't really worry about SEO, because the more traffic you get to a page, the better your SEO ranking is organically. And then author, Devon Weber. And then remember, add your social share image. We're going to add the beach picture here. So you'll see when we scroll down, my awesome training, enter if you dare with my beach photo there. And then everything's pretty much put together for our money-making opt-in. Now, what is something that we can do to basically follow up with people, whether during the training, maybe a little after, or keep them in the loop overall in our ecosystem with things that we have to offer them in the future? Well, that comes into play with Actionetics and email marketing. Now, if you don't have the full 297 suite, you will not have access to Actionetics, but I promise you that it is worth every penny with what it is capable of doing. I've used every email autoresponder under the sun, and nothing compares to Actionetics. So if you could swing the 297, definitely go ahead and do it. Well, like I said, with the 14-day trial, you should have access to that. So we're going to exit out of this page now, and we're going to do a few things with Actionetics so we can actually send them a fulfillment email as soon as they sign up on our page. All right. So let's see here. You'll see some options here with Actionetics. You'll see contacts, email list, email campaigns, broadcast, action funnels, follow-up funnels. Contacts is as simple as it is. With every contact that you get loaded into your ClickFunnels account, they're going to show there. You can create email lists, basically just signifying where these contacts go into a certain list. You can send out certain emails to certain lists and things like that. And then you can build out email campaigns, which are kind of fun in like sequence. Email broadcasts are basically like, let's say I just had a thought for the day. I could make an email that day, and as soon as I press submit, it's going to send it out to whatever list I tell it to. And then action funnels are pretty cool with like adding people to a list, taking them away, doing certain things, filtering them out by a certain activity. And follow-up funnels are basically action funnels on steroids. Now, with this account, I was subscribed to a 12-month subscription. So I don't have Actionetics MD, which kind of limits the overall capability of what it offers. But I promise you, with the two things that I still have with the follow-up funnels, the email messenger and the add to list, remove from list, and everything with the Actionetic triggers, everything is good to go. But you should actually have, if you're just now signing up for your 14-day trial, you should actually have Actionetics MD. I think I get it here in like the next few days, so I'm super excited about that. But let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're going to start now with email lists. All right, so we're going to click on email lists. This is going to be the first step in what we need to do in order to send them a fulfillment email as soon as they opt into our live page. All right, so assuming you have no list already created, we're going to create a new one. We're going to call this the opt-in page, or opt-in money making machine. Sounds right. Group tag, I definitely 100% tell you right now, make a group tag. Otherwise, it ungroups it really weird. I'm going to put this as demo list, and I don't know why I just zoomed in. There we go. It's not zoomed in anymore. That was weird. We're going to create this list. It's the first step in this layer here, if you will. All right. And then it's going to prompt us to create a follow-up funnel. So you might as well just do that because that's what we're going to do next anyways. And we're going to do one simple email, and I'm going to just kind of show you in this email how you can kind of move things around with rows and things like that. We're going to make it very simple. We're not going to overcomplicate it, but let's name this follow-up funnel, and I'm going to say opt-in money making email sequence, and then we'll do demo follow-up funnels for the group tag. Once again, I stress make that group tag for these things that we're doing right now. It's super important. And then we're going to attach it to a list, this follow-up funnel. And remember, we just made a list. So we're going to do the opt-in money making machine list. All right. We're going to create this follow-up funnel now. And now we're going to make it just one step. Like I said, if you had Actionetics MD, you're going to have access to the Facebook Messenger, desktop messenger, funnel messenger, retargeting messenger, and text messenger. But otherwise, you're going to have Actionetics. So you're going to have those capabilities off to the side there, or to the side there. Yeah. And you're going to have the email messenger, which is primarily what we're going to use for this. So we're going to give this step a name, and we're just going to say day one email introduction. All right. And then we're just going to go email messenger. There's so much third-party integration that you can do with ClickFunnels. It is bizarre. Now, one thing I almost forgot that you actually have to create before you're able to do this is you have to create an SMTP integration. Now, we're going to go here to the settings, and I'm just going to quickly go over what you need to do in order to create this. It's actually super easy. I used SendGrid to create my SMTP settings, and they let me do it for free. So I recommend going to SendGrid, but if you have anything else in mind, go ahead and do that. But basically, this is just the thing that's going to be sending out our emails. And so I have certain things created, certain send grids created for, if we click on this, we'll see the send grid mountaintop marketing, or MTop marketing, sorry, from my name. So it's naturally going to say from my name. My email for that send grid would be this. And then this is going to be my SendGrid server, username, all that stuff. But trust me, it is a lot easier than you'd think, and ClickFunnels makes it easy for you by giving you this link here. So if you were setting up your SMTP with SendGrid, go ahead and click this Learn How, and once you have everything filled out, it's going to have you verify your email settings, and everything's going to be good to go. But let's go back into this follow-up funnel here. I didn't mean to confuse anyone, but I just wanted to let you know that we needed to set up the SMTP outgoing settings in order for our emails to be sent out. SendGrid is an awesome platform to use because it's free. So I definitely recommend using SendGrid, and ClickFunnels can walk you through it with that link over there. Yeah, okay, sweet. So we're going to go back to our follow-up funnel. And now we're going to go to the opt-in money-making email sequence. And we're going to go to edit settings. And now we have everything here. So we're going to update follow-up funnel. And then we're going to go back to this email because we actually have to create an email now. And so we're going to go to edit settings and send from. And at this point, when you have your SMTP settings, your outgoing settings set up, you're going to show them down here. I'm going to use from my mtopmarketing.devon@gmail one. And this is the name that will display in the recipient's inbox. So I'm going to put my name. Be sure to put your name there as well. Now, a filter that we actually need to use down here is funnel. Now, these filters basically just tell this email step, only send this email to this group of people if they've done this sort of action or if they haven't done this sort of action. It's really only two ways. If they've done some sort of action or if they haven't done some sort of action, send them this email. So we're going to click the funnel and we're going to select visited step and we're going to say equal to, and then we'll go ahead and go down to I don't know why I can't find it. Let's see here. Sometimes I get lost in all this stuff here, especially when you're looking for the funnel step specifically. It's okay. We're gonna keep looking. We're gonna find it. Where is it? I'm probably looking way past it, and that's okay. Because we just want to find, this is what I get for having so many funnel steps. I'm going to pause this just for a sec. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was just lost in the funnel steps there. So basically, we are telling ClickFunnels for this email that we're going to send them to them, send this email to them if they visited step equal to the thank you page on that funnel that we've created. And just to make matters a little bit more crisp, just to make sure, we're going to say if they're on the static list equal to opt-in money making machine. So this is just to really triple check and make sure that they're getting this email sent to them. Why I set it to the thank you page is if they enter in their information, they're actually going to get to that thank you page, so they should get sent that email as well. And then just in case, if they're on the static list equal to the opt-in money making machine, they'll get this email as well. So we're going to go to the next page. And okay. All right, now we're going to add the subject line. And I'm going to show you a cool little trick. As long as you promise not to show it to 100 of your friends, only 50 of your friends. What we're going to say is, hey, and to generate the person's name after they opt in. So if they opt in as Susie McGuire, you want the subject line to be able to generate their name to kind of make them, to kind of pull them in and be like, whoa, that's my name. So what we're going to do is use an email merge tag, and it's going to look like this. Hey, name. Welcome to the dark side. We have been waiting for you. All right. And then the pre-header is basically just what shows in their inbox before they actually click on the email. So it could be a preview to the email, or you could put something that's not even in the email just to grab their attention once more. So I'm going to say something like, I never thought making money. All right, I never thought making money could be this easy until I learned this. And then you go down here, and we're going to select the email template now. And really, it doesn't matter what you select, because to be honest with you, at this point, we're going to destroy the email template, just make a very, very simple email with just some text, okay? All right. And so now we're going to go down here to edit email. And the email elements and things like that are a little bit different than your regular page. There's no sections, so there's just rows and elements. So I'm actually going to go into the setting wheel of this row and delete each row. Okay. All right. And we're almost there. Delete. Yes. Then we're going to add a new row. You could do 1, 2, 3, or a 4-column row. We're just going to do 1. And we're going to add an element. You can add a series of different elements on this email page, but we are just going to stick to text for now. I think it's there. Okay, cool. And I'm going to say, hey. And we're going to add that cool trick again. Sorry. Hey, name. So it's just hashtag, name in all caps, hashtag. I am so glad you. Oh, can I spell? Wait, we'll make it funny. For you to make your first million next week. And we'll still be Bob here. All right. And I'm going to try something with this element. It makes the mobile text really big, so we're going to keep it to just 14. And then settings, body alignment left. All right. Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to keep it right there and see what happens, because I was having weird things happen to my text earlier. That may look really goofy. Who knows? We're never going to know until the email actually sends. So I'm going to save this, and we're going to preview this. But I just messed with the body alignment on that email just because I was having issues earlier. Well, when I was testing this before the training, of it kind of looking a little funny. So I'm just kind of messing around with it. And that preview is still going to show those hashtags and stuff. Don't worry. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to exit out of this, and we're going to go to the next step. All right. And you can trigger when this is actually sent, but we want this to be sent immediately after somebody has opted into this list. So we're going to keep it set to 0. If you wanted to add a push window basically sends the emails out only at a certain time, but we're not going to do that. And we're just going to review for sending. And then it'll give us the option, I believe. So we can send a test email even. But we're not going to send a test email. We want the real email to be sent just so we know if it's working or not. We're going to make this live. And then now we're actually going to go back to our funnel on the first step, the opt-in step, and we're going to do something to it to make sure that it's integrated to the filters and the list that we have created. So let's see. So are you guys getting excited about this? Because we're getting to the very end of this training, and I promise you, if you implement these small little steps that we've been doing, you're going to know not only how to use ClickFunnels, but you're going to know how to use it to the best of your ability to drive people to your email list and make tons and tons of dollars, dollar signs. All right, so we're going to go back to the edit page here, and we are going to go up to the settings tab, integrations. We're going to select integration. Assuming you have Actionetics, you're going to see it right here. And then we are going to do add to list. And then we're going to go down to the opt-in money making machine. It's connected to that integration. So now as soon as people enter in their name and email, they're going to be added to that list, and then in turn they should get our email that we're wanting to send out to them. So let's actually go back. We have the funnel built out, but the last piece now comes together with what would be our URL. So we see this goofy looking thing here, and this is just our ClickFunnels URL name. So it's mtopmarketing-devon.clickfunnels.com/opt-in. That doesn't make any sense, right? It's not going to be good for us. So what we need to do is we actually need to create we actually need to set this funnel on a domain. And a domain is literally just your URL. It's what your page, it's what your page is up here. So you see we're at app.clickfunnels.com/funnels/whatever. All right. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go to domains, and you can put an external domain that maybe you bought on GoDaddy or Namecheap or things like that on ClickFunnels. But for the sake of this training, we're just going to add an internal domain from ClickFunnels, and you actually get one for free even with your free trial. So we're going to add domain, and then we're going to say register a new domain. It includes a free SSL certificate, and all an SSL certificate is a way to secure your website in a way that hackers cannot take information. So if you're taking credit card information and things like that, it's super important you have an SSL certificate. ClickFunnels is nice enough to give you one for free with your domains. I've paid upwards of like $300 for one, so it's definitely worth it. So we're going to choose domain now. I'm not actually going to buy a domain right here, but I'm going to show you how you can get your free domain. So you could say Bob's Cool Sales Funnels, right? .com. It's going to show you if it's available. This one is. They're going to charge you a little bit more than they would if you went to like GoDaddy and things like that. But believe me when I say, as easy as it is to integrate a domain this way, it's totally worth it. So we have bobscoolsalesfunnels.com for $20 if you want it. I'll let you guys have it. I won't even take it from you. And then once we have this domain integrated and the SSL certificate is hooked to it, now when we go to funnels, and we're going to go to our opt-in funnel. Are you guys still following along? Are you enjoying this? I hope so, because we're just about done with showing you how you are going to make tons and tons of money with this opt-in sales funnel. So we're going to go to the settings wheel right here. I had to think about that for a sec. Nope. Okay. Sorry. The other settings wheel. And then we're going to go right down here to this drop-down menu and go to domain. And I'm just going to use a domain that I'm not actually using right now. Okay. So we can use the how to keep them talking back.com. And then you want to make sure that it's adjusted to your SMTP outgoing settings. So I'm going to put it to my SendGrid MTM, whatever you have yours set to. You want to set it to that at that point. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and save it. And now you're going to see up here, it's going to show www.howtokeepthemtalkingback.com/opt-in 30, blah, 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 whatever that is. Now, how do you change this this path, this slash whatever? Well, we're going to change it from here. We're going to start at this settings wheel over here, right next to edit page. This is what's going to display the actual page path. So I'm going to put free cash. Oh, no, we'll change it actually. Free money. All right. Then we'll update page. And then we are going to go to this settings wheel. And we're going to change that path. Free money. All right. And then one more time, the overall path of this funnel, the home page, if you will, path, we're going to update on this settings, and we're going to say free money. We're going to save it and update. And it's still going to show some weird things here, but as long as this setting path is showing free dash money, that clean path, that clean slash there, if you will. That's how you're going to access that page. So now we have everything linked up. We are ready to go. Are you guys excited? Because we're going to check out this live page and see if we can get the email to send to us. All right, so I'm going to just take this URL from here, and I'm going to just open it up in a new page. And now, with everything and how it's set up, we'll see this page. Does it look familiar? All right, we're already super excited, so we're going to put our name in right away. And then we're going to say, yes, I want this for my business, please. All right, and now we are on the thank you page. So we've gone here, we've entered in our email. Now the one thing left for us to do is just wait for the email to send. So I'm going to pause this training just for a second, just so we can wait for the email to come in. Once the email comes in, we're going to take a look at it and see the email merge tags. Now everything came together. This is the last part of the training. This is how we're going to tie it all together. So let's just wait for that email. Once we get the email, then we're going to take a look at it and kind of conclude some things here. All right, so now you're going to see your email. Remember I told you it's going to generate the name that you actually put into the email there. So it says, hey, Devon Weber, welcome to the dark side. We've been waiting for you. And there's our email from Bob. And this is what it's displayed on my SMTP outgoing services there. And that's pretty much all there is to it as far as getting your opt-in funnel ready to go. And I'm super excited about this. I've never actually revealed this to anyone. I've been working on sales funnels for a very long time now, mastering and perfecting ClickFunnels, and I've really never put this out there for anyone to see, let alone to have for free. So do me one last favor. If you still haven't already, if you're still skeptical this whole time, click that button below and get your free 14-day trial to ClickFunnels. And you're going to get access to the full Edison suite, so you can go through this training and get some email marketing going to follow up with your customers, build a list, and make tons and tons of money. Thank you for spending all this time with me. I hope I didn't bore you. I felt like I was being super exciting, and honestly, I just had a really fun time. I really did. Like I said, showing you this stuff, I really geek out on this stuff. It finally made sense to me, so I needed to just tell somebody. So I just said someone and somebody together. But anyways, I needed to tell somebody so they can make it work for them and their business too. Click that button below. Get your free 14-day trial. Go into ClickFunnels. Start having some fun. Walk through this video again if you can. Like I said, keep a lookout in your email because I'm going to be sending you a copy of this video when it is processed, so you can go back and follow along if you didn't already. But thank you guys so much, and we will talk next time.